Critics who've quietly lived through this scandal believe some priests may escape justice.
In our research, we found oftentimes in the past when allegations have surfaced, the church has simply moved accused clergy to other Catholic sites throughout the country.
And while the law requires the church in Texas to report allegations involving children to police, it's not a requirement if the alleged victim is an adult.
KXAN Investigator Erin Cargile has learned a former Austin priest at the center of a sexual abuse lawsuit that was settled in court last year is still being supported by the Austin Diocese.
Yes, Father Isidore Ndagazamano, who was known as Father Izzy, was serving at St. Thomas More Catholic Church in Northwest Austin when 6 women filed a joint lawsuit in November of 2018 saying he touched them inappropriately. According to their attorney, the diocese put him through counseling and then reassigned him to another church in Brenham. The attorney says members there were never told about the accusations. Now we've discovered the diocese has moved him to a new location in Central Texas. And one parishioner we met is demanding more transparency.
I'm very active in the Catholic Church here. I'm involved in 4 ministries.
Faithful and devoted, 2 words that describe Carolyn Hoff, a devout Catholic who converted in the 80s and is not one to stay quiet.
I question everything. It's just who I am.
She and her husband had a lot of questions after the bishop addressed their congregation at St. Thomas More in the fall of 2018, telling them their priest, Father Izzy, had been removed for alleged inappropriate behavior with women.
I really wasn't surprised.
She later learned the diocese simply moved him to a church in Brenham. Prior to that, Hoff had served under him for 4 years.
The churches are spectacular.
And in 2015, went with Father Izzy and a group of parishioners on a 10-day trip to France, Spain, and Portugal.
When the bishop says we've removed him, what is your understanding of what that means?
That to me meant he was no longer a priest. When you remove someone from a job, you no longer have that job.
But months later, Hoff heard Father Izzy was still a priest. Her husband wrote 2 letters to the bishop asking about the situation and questioned church leaders.
No one could give us an answer until I went to confession.
In the confessional, Hoff says she fired off a list of questions to the new parish priest.
Is he still with the church? Yes, he's at the diocese. Is the church still supporting Father Isidore? Yes.
The Diocese of Austin tells us Father Izzy still holds the priest title, but has been stripped of all priest duties. He cannot serve in any public ministry and is not allowed to present himself as a priest or dress like one. The diocese said it's still supporting him financially because under church law it's required to. When we asked where Father Izzy is living and what he's doing, they said that information is confidential. A tip and a driver's license search led us to this priest retirement facility in Central Texas. No one answered the phone number listed online. While looking for someone on the property to talk to off camera, we spotted him. Even then, the diocese still refused to confirm his location. Hoff said it should not be this hard to get information.
To have to find out answers by going to a confessional is not the way to do it. That's not very transparent. I trust the church, I love the church, but we need answers of what they're doing with priests that should no longer be priests.
To this day, Father Izzy has not been charged or convicted of any crime. The 6 women who filed the lawsuit say the abuse happened in the last 6 years. They never called police to report what happened. 2 of the women told us in an interview last year church leaders and the diocese assured them they were taking care of it, and when it wasn't handled to their satisfaction, they decided to sue.
And the case was settled in the fall of last year.
Correct, but the amount is confidential.
And did money that parishioners gave to the church go toward legal fees?
The diocese told me no. Settlements are covered by insurance funds.
All right, Erin, thank you. Father Izzy was not on last year's list of accused priests because the allegations came from adults. But during the course of our investigation, we discovered nearly 50 priests accused by children were left off the list, though the church had at some point deemed those accusations against them as credible. As we checked in with police agencies across the state for updates, our Jody Barr discovered one other name not on any list that has since become the focus of a criminal investigation in the South Texas town of Victoria.